Hello my friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family. Well, in this video guys, we're going to talk about why raising your energy vibration is so important at this time. And as we know, we are going through huge changes. We've just talked about that in other videos today. And we see the changes all around us, changes to the planet, changes in the atmosphere, changes actually on a solar and even a galactic level. Everything is changing around us, consciousness is changing, and so many believe that we are ascending and that the planet is what we would call ascending, going through a change in frequency, and we've likened it to basically switching a channel on a radio. And so with the old-fashioned radio knobs, you could just basically move the dial clockwise or counterclockwise and get a whole new channel, a whole new reality, so to speak. And so on a much bigger scale, the same could be said for the times that we are living in right now. And so why is raising our vibration so important in these times? Well, as you guys know, there are so many changes going on, changes to our DNA because of what we have been talking about. And it goes back really to a time period back in the 80s when we started to enter what's called the photon belt. And as we've learned, we see these cycles of destruction that comes on the planet at regular intervals. And if we look through the legends and the history of the planet, from every corner of the globe, there are these different time periods we go through. We go through a time period of basically a relatively golden age of high civilization and more spiritually centered living that's more in tune and in harmony with nature and the environment all around us and with each other. And then we descend into these time periods of what we would call a dark age or a Kali Yuga that we are just about to exit. And so in these time periods, things get nastier, the energies lower, the vibrations lower, the frequency lowers. And we have a lot of wars, a lot of destruction, a lot of natural cataclysms as well, because consciousness is all that there truly is consciousness and energy. And everything is separated by vibrations and frequencies, as Tesla said, talking about the great mysteries of the universe. Then you need to talk in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. That is our reality. And so we have been now just exiting what we would call a darker period in our world. And we're still going through the birth pains of the new era that we are stepping into. Now, as we go through this energy, it does a lot of different things. One of the things that it's doing is it's affecting the sun, and then the sun is affecting the earth. And the magnetosphere, which is our protective shield for the earth, is going down. And so more solar and cosmic rays are coming in. And we just saw a study that showed that some 90 to 95% of the new energy that's coming through is cosmic in origin. And it surprised them. And so there is definitely and some call it a galactic wave that is coming through to us right now. And as we said, this is actually changing our DNA, which is changing our consciousness. The DNA is like a computer program, and it can be rewritten. It's always changing. It's mutating. And so mutations occur. Big mutations occur at these time points in space. And so as we go through yet another cycle in which we are seeing rising earth cataclysms, natural disasters, and the like, we are also experiencing a shift in consciousness and a shift in ourselves as we are growing and changing. And some believe that the earth is actually going to split into two realities, that there will be those that don't ascend, and in which case then all those dire predictions of death and cataclysm and judgment will exist and happen on the earth that doesn't ascend, or the reality that those will subscribe to of that type of belief system. Whereas there will be those that do ascend with the earth that is ascending. So it's basically a splitting, and a splitting of reality that some people believe is what is happening now, as there are some that are so mired in their beliefs and so bought into this matrix that many people are waking up and recognizing it's all a smokescreen. They see the emperor doesn't have any clothes on. They see that there's a man behind the curtain pulling the strings of both puppets, of all the puppets on the stage, and it's all really just manufactured in a sideshow that has been orchestrated in order to keep mankind into a certain limited reality. But because of the changes that are coming, that reality is shifting. Now, we have been in what's called the third density, and you could relate them to the chakras. And if we look at the chakras, you have the root chakra, then you have the sacral chakra. And the root chakra is all about survival. It's all about the physical. The sacral chakra is more about emotions and feeling and passion and love of a lower nature, a more reproductive nature, so to speak. And then you have the solar plexus, which is all about the ego and the self. And so in our third density that we have been experiencing, it's all about self-awareness, but also about the ego. And as we see, this world has been all about the ego. It's been all about control, and we have seen that, and that's why we've had so many wars and manipulation going on. All about control of resources, coming from a lack-based philosophy instead of an abundance-based philosophy. One that's all about greed and control instead of love and compassion. And so where we're heading is a fourth density that's going to be based in the heart chakra and is all about love and compassion and service to others. So third density you could think of as service to self, fourth as service to others. And as we've seen, many great teachers and masters have come into the world talking to us about love and compassion and service to others, and how that is the way up in vibration. It's not what dogma you believe in, it's where your heart is. It's that simple. Where is your personal vibration at? Again, it's all about frequency. It's all about frequency and vibration. So where are you vibrating at? Are you love-centered? Are you giving off love and compassion and non-judgmentalism? Or are you still based in the ego? So the ego is not who we really are. The ego is just basically, it's your self-image, it's your social mask, it's the role you are playing. Your social mask thrives on approval. It wants control, and it's sustained by power because it lives in fear. And doesn't that describe the leadership we have had? Yeah, that describes it perfectly to a T. There's a political ad that keeps coming up in which one politician is attacking another politician, and he doesn't say a single good thing about himself. He just says all bad things about the other. And that is so infantile, and that is so lower vibrational. And that is exactly what we have to get past, because when we judge another, you're not defining them, you're defining yourself. And so when we're out there, and if any of us are telling others, well, your beliefs are leading you to hell and to judgment, that in itself is a judgment. So we must allow others the space to have their own beliefs and come to their own decisions in time, because many others might have been where you were 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and are in a totally different place of understanding now. We each have our own path, and so we should not judge the other's path. We should just focus on our own and lifting others up along our way. And we'll find it's necessary to let things go simply for the reason that they are heavy, because when you hold on to things, emotional hurts, grudges, jealousies, insecurities, all those things do nothing but weigh us down. So one of the things we must do now to let go of all these things is to just basically, view them as we do in Vipassana meditation. When something comes along and it's not good, it's irritating, it's something that bothers us, Just imagine, one technique you could do is just imagine it coming and seeing it float down the river. Just put it in a boat and watch it just go away and just let it go. Allow yourself, say to yourself, I am not controlled by this or that, whatever it is. I am not controlled by any insecurities, jealousies, any past hurts. You must let go of things that you feel others have done to you, or that maybe you got passed over for a promotion. Maybe, your salary got cut. Whatever it is, the neighbor, is doing something. You just have to let it go. And when we let go, we're actually freeing ourselves, because those emotions get buried into our body, and that is what causes dis-ease. So it's not how much we have, but how much we enjoy that makes happiness. And that is so true. We need to appreciate what we have. So giving thanks is key. Being thankful and, getting back into the habit of every time you're going to eat. As we know, Matsuo Emoto's experiments showed that our consciousness affects the structure of water. And since almost everything we're eating is made of water in percentages, your own bodies are 70 to 80% water. Just by our intentions, we can change our actual reality, our physical reality. And so recognize that and get back into the habit of giving thanks when you're eating, charging the food with love, light, healing, whatever your particular religious philosophies are, or if you're non-religious as well. Just put the intention in to give thanks for the food, all those that made it possible, and just be happy with it and see it nourishing every cell in your body, because intention is so powerful and we don't recognize our own power in that. If we could see the world through the eyes of a child, we would see that there is magic in everything. So as a child, you saw magic everywhere. And then unfortunately, society drums it out of you and tells you there is no magic. There is no magic. And that's the farthest thing from the truth, because there is magic all around us. It's up to us to create it. So view the world as if you are looking through the eyes of a child once again. Have fun, laugh and play, and be silly. Be silly, be stupid. Just enjoy yourself. So relax and enjoy, listen and learn, laugh and play, give thanks, lighten up, be content, let go. Forgive and accept, breathe and smile, simply love. That is exactly all we really need to do right now in order to increase our vibrations and become more heart-centered. And if we do that, it'll be a smooth, easier transition for us into the new reality. And that new reality is coming. And we are being faced with choices now. So it's a time of great growth for so many people. A time of tremendous possibilities. And it's up to us to determine, what are we going to look at? What are we going to see in front of us? How are we going to react to things? Because it's really simply a choice, my friends. Totally a choice. So as always, like, share, subscribe. Thank you for your support on Ko-Fi and Patreon. I look forward to your comments. Share your thoughts, your techniques on keeping yourself in higher vibrations. Let's grow as a family. God bless, my friends. Namaste.